Hey everyone, I'm back. So I did finish my swatch for the 240 acrylic set from Languo, and boy, that was a lot of work. I first of all, I decided to swatch it on the Hanamule Bristol Smooth paper because it is whiter and it's also a really nice smooth finish. So I did do that, and again, these swatches are or the swatch cards were a digital download that I purchased from Etsy. If anybody's interested, I can put them in the links below. But you get I think it's five different versions of the swatch cards because there's different numbers in each one, and I showed that in previous video. So you get like 24, 20, 24. I think it's 36, and then 60. And then the 120. I think that's what it is. But these are the two swatch cards, and the way that I've done this is, let me just move this out of the way. I have two pages, so there's 120 here and then 120 on the next page, and I can't show them together because my camera won't allow me to. So if you're to look at the cards, the first column continues down onto the second page. I'll just show it like this maybe, so you can see, and they're both labeled. One is labeled page 1, the other's page 2, and they'll face each other, so you'll be able to see them all together. They'll face each other like this in a one of these things. So it'll be like this in the flip chart. So these two right here, obviously, I did my best for my color families. And just like if you're doing this with a large number of markers, like I have, I suggest you pull them by color family. If that's what you guys, or if that's how you sort your stuff. So that's what I did. I did it by color family. So the purples are first, and then the pinks, and then the reds, orange, yellow. And then if I flip it around, you can see there's quite a lot of neutral colors in this set. You can see it here, starts here. And it goes for almost 3 columns, and then you end up with grays. And then I decided to separate the fluorescent colors. This one actually isn't labeled fluorescent, but if you look at the color, it's very close to this one right here that is pink. So these are the fluorescents in this last column, and also this white right here is colored on top of a black cube that I colored in with my Copic alcohol markers. So this is the black 100 Copic marker, and I had to go over it 4 times to get to this opacity, and I'll just show it closer if you want to see what I've done. So that's just a black square that I colored in, and then on top of the black I put the white, and I layered it up 4 times, having it dry in between each time I layered it, because if you try that while it's wet, it's going to get streaky. This is kind of what it looks like when it does do that, get streaky. I think this is 2 passes. And then I just put some dots to see how that would look. And this is the Copic marker layered over top of the acrylic marker, in case you were interested. Just to see how that looks. So the other thing is, if it does pick up your alcohol marker, you want to clean your tip, otherwise you're going to ruin your tip of your acrylic marker. It'll be stained, and that'll probably ruin the color. The white is probably the one that would concern you most if you're using it regularly. And then these 2 down here are metallics. Those are the only metallics in the set. It's a silver and a gold. You can also see the black one right here. So, yeah. So this is the full set of both swatches, and you can kind of see how I laid it out. Now, like I said, this is me swatching out the color families. So I moved stuff around once I thought what I thought was an order without having to swatch them. I did it by the tops of the markers, and I'll show you. Not every, of course, with most markers, the lids do not always match the color. For the most part, they did in this particular set. But I would not go by that. That's the reason why we're doing swatches in the first place. And so here is the ordered marker sets, or the ordered marker set. And I guess the way I would want to show you is this way. Okay. All right. If I can zoom out a little bit. Okay. So here's where the purples are, and it starts up here in this corner, and it goes down. So, and then it starts again. So this marker case, some feedback on this one. This marker case keeps them in these little containers that are slotted just down the middle here. So if you pull one of these out like that, these four that share the slot, this big slot with them, are going to move around. Okay, so I don't like that. I like my markers to be in their own positions. So I'm going to figure out what to do with that, and I'll show you once I do figure it out, and whether I combine all my sets together. That's the plan, maybe. So you can see they're all here. This is where the white is, the black is down here, and the two metallic. So like in my chart, you can actually see that. So if I'm looking for a marker, the thing would be positioned this way because that's how my marker chart looks. And then the center of the end of the first page is here, where I'm holding up these two pens. And then the second page starts, with the next row. So it's easy for me to find a marker. And then the other part is I noticed some of the caps don't click as well as others. There's two of them in particular, and I marked them. I don't know if I can find it now. But it wasn't that many. Most of the markers were in good condition where they weren't, dried up or anything. I had one issue with the green, one of the green fluorescent ones. And it's 132, this one. And I marked it as well. So this one was a little bit cakey inside, so I had to kind of wipe it off my paper before I used it. And they do recommend that it be stored horizontally. So this is the wrong way to store the marker case, like this. You would want it on its side. And here is their color chart, so it doesn't look the same as mine. It's just my preferable way of looking at colors. So I probably will be taking them out of this bag once I have finished the final swatching of my last set. And that will be hopefully in the next week or two. Well, probably 2 weeks, I'm thinking, because it took a while to do this one. Maybe I've learned some stuff when I did this one, so hopefully it'll be faster. But this is the two sheet marker swatch set that I have for my markers of this particular brand. Thanks for watching, and I just wanted to come back and, do a video because I haven't been on, a little bit. So I'll talk to you later. Have a good one. Bye.